Assalamu alaikum everyone. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Jazakumullah khair everyone for joining. Alhamdulillah, we have been making quite a lot of progress during this month and been going through quite a lot of disclaimer for everyone. As always, I am not a scholar by any means, and I am a student myself. I'm trying to learn. It was my dream, or it was my thought for a long time, that I wanted to go through whole Quran Pak and whole of tafsir of this Quran Pak and translation, and want to understand Quran myself. So this is an effort I started, and I thought maybe while I'm learning, I should share with my brothers and sisters as well, and my family members as well, so we can all learn, inshallah, together. So that's the whole purpose of this session. So please remember, I'm not a scholar. We are learning together, inshallah, and we'll keep learning in these sessions and going through the Quran. By saying that, just a quick reminder, tomorrow is our ICOM fundraiser, inshallah, and I think our session may not be possible because I'm expecting the fundraiser will run longer than an hour. We're starting at 5 and will not be finished till 7 maybe. So we may not have a session tomorrow, but inshallah, what I can do is, if everyone is interested, I can do it two ways. Either I can cover 2 juz in one day, which will be very small. Even 1 hour is not enough for us. I have noticed that each time when I spend about an hour, I always feel that still need more time if we can go through more topics as well. But please provide me your feedback, contact me directly. So what we'll do is either we can cover 2 juz in one session, or we can arrange a makeup session, inshallah, and we can do, actually we have to catch up with 3 altogether. One we're gonna do tomorrow, one we have missed yesterday, and then what if the Ramadan is 29 days? So I wanted to do 3 of them together, inshallah. So please provide me with your feedback, and inshallah we'll do accordingly, because your availability is very important for these sessions. On the same note, it's extremely important for all of you, please join tomorrow's fundraiser. No matter if you can donate something or not, if you can donate big amounts or small amounts, does not matter. All it matters is you can come and show the support to the community. That's the most important thing that you all have to do, and that's what I'm expecting, at least from the minimum, inshallah. So moving along, I'm not sure if I'm, I apologize. I am trying to learn how to do YouTube live transmission as well as the session with you all. So I think I'm doing both, and I hope you all can hear me well, inshallah. Okay, so with the same note, let's go ahead and start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Innal hamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa la hadiya lahu wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha haqqa tuqatih wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. Who you believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as he should be feared, and وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ, do I not except you're Muslims. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا يُصْلِحْ لَكُمْ أَعْمَالَكُمْ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ فَازَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِّسَانِي وَيَفْقَهُوا قَوْلِي. يَا حَيُّ يَا قَيُّومُ بِرَحْمَتِكَ أَسْتَغِيثُ. بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيم. Dear brothers and sisters, we did Juz 7 yesterday, and today, inshallah, we are going to enter Juz 8. We have gone through Surah Maida, portion of Surah Maida and Surah Anam yesterday, and we discussed quite a lot of things. And as a quick recap, quick flashback to refresh our memories, we have learned yesterday in Surah Maida, it was a Surah Madani Surah that was revealed in Medina. Surah Anam was a Makki Surah that was revealed in Makkah Mukarramah. It tells us first that listen to Quran, the translation, the meaning, the Arabic, everything actually have a very positive and heartfelt impact on your heart, on your feelings. So that's the first thing we learned. Give me 1 second, please. Thank you. I'll do it.
Hello?
I'm sorry, just got a message that we are getting
Yes.
some noise
Hello?
from some of the folks, so I am going to mute all of the users so everyone else can hear better, inshallah. Thank you for the message. Jazakumullah khair. All right, inshallah. So what I was saying was that listening to Quran itself and learning Quran have a very positive impact on your heart and your life and overall your feelings in your heart and in your brain as well. So this is exactly what we're doing together. Alhamdulillah, we're learning Quran together. We're listening to Quran, and I'm sure we are all learning something. And the whole purpose of this exercise is that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide our hearts to the right path, where we can say that, yeah, now we are, alhamdulillah, getting to the right message, and now we are becoming good Muslims, inshallah. So let's ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us the ability to learn the Quran in the way that we are trying to learn, and we get all the benefits and bounties of Quran together, inshallah. We learn further about the King Najashi and his court when Muslims went there. They delivered the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the people there started crying because they were listening Quran. We learned yesterday the importance of oath. We learned yesterday that intoxicants are not allowed. Gambling is not allowed. The bows in the hearts. Remember the bows word we learned yesterday? That hating each other from the heart is not allowed being a Muslim. We have to love everyone and have to be respectful and caring and loving to everyone. So bows is not allowed at all, that you can be nice on the face, but in the heart, you're not happy with someone. And then you want to have someone getting harmed, even if he's your Muslim brother or sister. So that's not permitted. Don't have bows in your hands, and may Allah protect us all from that. We should avoid unnecessary questions. We learned from Bani Israel and the Yahud at the time of Prophet Muhammad, and we'll learn a little bit more coming down in Surah An'am as well, how they kept asking questions when they were not willing to learn or revert to the right path. We learned that how to change ourselves from yesterday's lesson as well. Remember, we talked about that the people in Makkah, the kuffar, they kept saying that, do you think our religion was wrong? Do you think that our parents were wrong and we're doing the wrong things? No, you are wrong, Prophet Muhammad. That's what they were saying all the times. They haven't thought that it's a time to change. It's a time for change. It's time to act on the change and to learn the right things. They haven't done that. So that caused them quite a trouble as well. So this is, I think, a lesson for us that we need to learn how to change ourselves, how to get to the right path once we learn something. And there is a hadith I would like to quote here, that the saying of Prophet Muhammad, it says that a moment is the one that gets everything good wherever he finds that. A good thing, a Muslim finds it and adopts it. A good habit, a good action, whatever the right knowledge, the right religion path, the right guidance of Islam. So wherever he finds it, he follows it. So that's something I just wanted to mention here as well, that we need to change, we need to learn how to change ourselves. That now I need to grow my bear. Why? There should be a reason. We should know why I'm changing that, why I'm bringing the change in my life or anything. So that's another important thing about the change as well. We learn about inheritance and all the rules around the inheritance as well. And then in Surah An'am, at the end of the world, we learned that there will be no chance for the people. Those will say, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now we saw, now we have a haqqul yaqeen, the yaqeen, the belief of certainty that we have all six senses are proving Jahannam does exist, Jannah does exist. Now we have seen it at the day of judgment. Ya Rabbul Alameen, we have seen the day when you told us that there will be a day that we will be standing in front of you and we'll be telling you what we have done in our lives, and we'll be giving you all the answers of everything we have done, good or bad. So if that will be the time and situation, at that time, the people, and kuffar especially, will wish if they can go back to the world and can do every good deed possible. They can spend their money in the charity. They can do good deeds and they can behave good and they follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet Muhammad and Rasul and Allah in general and Quran as of now. So they will wish if they can go back to the world and can do this. but the time will be gone. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell them that no, the warning and the time is over. Now you cannot. So that's something we learned as well. One thing I want to quickly mention from yesterday, and we'll move on next, is that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the knowledge of ghaib. And remember, ghaib, we talk about what is ghaib. Ghaib is what is not in front of us. That is ghaib. Behind the wall, future, that's something we don't know. So we need to make sure that if someone comes and claims to us that, oh, I'm your religious scholar, I can tell you your faith, we know from this ayah that we learned yesterday that it's not possible, and Muslims cannot fall into the trap as well. If you look at Indo-Pak mostly, and if you look at all the people, those are being trapped into the situations where they are not on the right path, and just believe that they're still on the right path, and because most of the people they called up peer or religious leaders, they have made their own shops, maybe, if I can say that, if that's the right word. They lead people to a point where they says that, yeah, I am watching you even if I'm not sitting with you. So don't worry, I'll protect you no matter wherever you are. And that fear and that protection, the sense of protection, let people put on the wrong path. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that the ghaib, knowledge of ghaib, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. No one else does. So this is very important, we do understand. All right, moving to day 8, Juz 8. It starts from kuffar. The kuffar, those kept demanding. They kept demanding that, Ya Rasulullah, we will believe you if you can bring angels. Or you know what? You will prove us that whatever you told us that after death will happen is happening to them or not. If you are true messenger, have them come and tell us. And all these excuses, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that these excuses and these things, these people will keep doing it, and they will never accept Islam or living properly. Subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from this bad thing and bad behaviors that these people have been doing continuously. Ayah number 117 and 18, I will recite. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna rabbaka huwa alamu man yudillu an sabilihi wa huwa alamu bil muhtadin. Fakulu mimma zukirasmu Zukirasmullahu alayhi in kuntum bi ayatihi mu'minin. Dear brothers and sisters, this is a very important topic I want to talk to you, and I've been struggling and learning about this knowledge since I came into the United States. It's been about 10 years almost, 11 years almost since I'm here. So the search of the halal food, the debate of a zabiha versus not zabiha. What is the halal food? What is not a halal food? What food should I eat? What food should I not eat? And all these things that I have been learning are very important, that these two ayahs have a clear message for all of us. It tells us what? Eat only those animals who have the name of Allah being called upon them. Inna rabbaka huwa alamu man yudhillu an sabilihi wa huwa alamu bil muhtadin. Fakulu mimma zukirasmallahu. Fakulu, so eat. Mimma, from that. Zukirismullahi, on the name of Allah have been recited. In kuntum bi ayatihi mu'minin. If you believe in Allah and His ayahs, and if you're mu'min, if you believe in those things, then listen what this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. Some people may have done a different description of these ayahs. They may say that we say Bismillah before we eat. I don't know. But how I take it is that when we sacrifice an animal, Fakulu mimma zukirasmullahu, that has to recite the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's something I'm going to learn from here. That's from me. And I would invite you all to please open Quran, read these ayahs, and find the truth. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And if you find the better description of that, please share with me as well. I'll be very happy, inshallah. So what I understood is that if not zabiha, with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the animal we cannot eat, if we believe in ayahs and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a kind of a same message we learned in Surah Maida as well, around the same. And I think we'll learn something in same as well in Surah Araf as well, something around the same lines, inshallah. Ayat 130, 131, it tells us about the jinn and human. It tells that Rasul came to you both. So now we know that Islam is not for human only, it's for also jinn, the jinnis and all of those. They are also the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They made of fire, they made out of fire. So we know that they both have one direction, one from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is Quran, and that is Islam. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling, and jinns and human, Rasul came to you and explained about me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and day of judgment, the Qiyamah. And they will accept that they were involved in the world too much, which means that human as jinn, both involved in the world too much, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does understand that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it. And he says that, don't you know that, O jinns and humans, don't you need Rasools to tell you the reality of the religion and the facts, and you still don't believe, and you still were involved in the world too much that you completely destroy the balance. You're not making a good balance in the world and the Islam and your religion. Although I believe Islam is a balanced, Islam tells us what is the balanced way of making the worldly matters and the religious matters go equally together. I believe that very differently. Sorry, there's a message from sister that please, the surah again. Yep, we are doing Suratul. Now we're doing which surah? Suratul. We've completed Surah Anam. I'm sorry. We're going through Surah Anam still. We have not been to Surah Araf yet. We are still in Suratul An'am. Suratul An'am. We are still here. All right. So jinns we talk about, the human we talk about, the food what we can eat is the zabiha food we can eat. That's something we talk about. And now, ayah number 142 to 146, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from two main components of science, botany and zoology. There are only two components of science that I know with the fact that either it's plants or it's animals. So these two basic components of science, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining in these ayahs, is telling us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with what? With all the things from the fields, from all the foods those are growing on the earth. The way it's explained that quickly reminded me, it's botany, mashallah. So it's complete knowledge of the botany, how these plant physiology and things work like that. So this is where I learned it right there, that this botany was introduced again in the Stone Age, if we call about these people's language, 1500 years back. Botany and zoology was introduced at that time. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we find, even we know, we have learned that we have the botany, that's for us, we have the zoology, all the animals for us, and still we don't come to the right path and we still go to the wrong path. How we can do that? How we follow the shaitan path that can do nothing for us, but just putting us on the wrong path. Ayah number 148 talks about the munkareen and the people, those are not accepting religion. They are refusers. They're rejecting Islam. They call munkareen. And their psyche, and munkareen and their psyche is whatever they're doing, it's Allah's order. And they're thinking that they're free to do and Allah is not catching them. No, it's Allah's order that He's giving them chance. He's giving them time. It's Allah's order that, okay, fine, I'm giving you chance until your last breath. Live this world, enjoy the bounties of mine in this world, and at the end of this world, then you will come to me and I'll ask you the questions. It's a choice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. It's a choice of a human, that a human can move his right leg, but cannot move his left leg at the same time to take a second step. So this is quite a good thought process. Maybe we'll have a separate talk sometime on this one. It's called taqdeer, that what we can do, what we cannot do, what we are responsible for, and what we are not responsible for. It's a very detailed topic. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a choice of one leg that we can move ourselves. So that's something we are responsible. One leg that we cannot move is our birth, is our death, is our health. There are things those Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had control in his own hands. That's something we cannot move. Moving along further in ayah number 152 to 154, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, that the messages are for us, for you and for me. He's telling us a few messages. Those messages are again the keys to success in this world and hereafter. The message number one in these ayahs is that there is no partner of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but He's the only one that we can worship or we have to worship. That's the message number one. Message number two, be good to your parents, be respectful, listen to them, follow them always, be good to your parents always. I'm looking at my son, by the way. Message number three, don't kill children because you're feeling that you will be hungry. Don't worry about their birth. Let them come to the world and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of their food. You don't need to feel hunger for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of that. Number four, avoid fahashi. Fahashi is what? Vulgarity, the dirty things, the relationship between na-muharramat, between a woman and man, those are not related. If a man or woman are not married, that is forbidden. Avoid that relationship. That's forbidden. And that's a message in this ayah. We get that as well. The people those feel that we are liberal, we can do every relation possible, while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stops us and all those things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in these ayahs, open Quran and let's learn together why and where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us not to do it. Next lesson number 5 in these ayahs we learn is that you don't kill anyone that have done nothing wrong. And that explains that. What do you mean? Can we kill some people those have done something? Yeah, killing people is allowed if they have done something wrong, per their punishment. Whatever their punishment is allowed, but there is a mechanism and process and procedure they can be killed. And the process is they can be killed through the social justice system, the school of law. They have to follow through that process and then they can be killed. So which means that if someone comes, killed someone, and now they're facing the court, now that person have to pay the price for the same way. Otherwise, you cannot kill anyone. That's what the message number 5 tells us. Don't kill anyone injusticely. Number 6, don't steal money from orphans if they don't have caretakers or their parents around. This thing actually tells me always 2 things, and they're very important. These 2 things are very important. That don't steal money for orphans, which means what? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that, okay, fine, you go ahead and take care of the orphans. And at the same time, this ayah or this portion of Quran is giving a message to children that, look, if your parents are not around, then people will look at everything belonging to you and they will take it away from you. So your parents are blessings for you as well, if you are there around, and may Allah protect us all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep all of our parents alive and healthy and safe, and the parents those are not in this world, may Allah protect them in the Jannah and grant them the highest of Jannah, inshallah. And message number 7 for this world for us is that when you are waiting something to sell, right? So make sure the weight is good. Don't do injustice in there. Message number 8 is do a justice with everyone, every single human being, without any differentiation. It's a Muslim or not a Muslim. It's a male or not a male. It's female, child, big, poor, rich, whoever it is. Do a justice to everyone equally. That's the message that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have told us. When? For those people in the Stone Age, 1500 years back. That's a civilization, the rules we learned in Quran at that time. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and the last thing I'm telling you is, fulfill the promise you did with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember we talked about yesterday, Alamul Arwah, before we came to earth, we were in a phase, in a big ground where all the souls were gathered. That's called Alam al-Arwah. And this is where we were all there. We all promised to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we'll stay on the right of path. We promised that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us or reminding us that fulfill your promise with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stay on the right path. And these messages you can find in Surah Al-An'am from ayah 152 to 154. Ayah number 163 and 164 talks about Haqiqat Iman. All right, Haqiqat Iman is what? Haqiqat Iman is the reality of your Iman, the reality of your religion is what? That pray only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My prayers are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My sacrifices are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My life is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My death will be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And everything that I have belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the reality of Iman. So remember, we'll be talking about Tawheed and the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all these things. This is where it comes to a conclusion in the last portion of Surah Al-An'am, where it says what? Haqiqat Iman, the reality of Iman is what? My prayers, my sacrifice all belong to Allah. My life is from Allah, my death is from Allah, and everything I have belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every breath I'm taking is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every moment I'm spending in this world is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the belief that we need to have that will take us to the success, inshallah. So this is where we conclude Surah Al-An'am and we're moving to Surah Al-Araf. And Surah Araf is a Makkiyah surah. And Makkiyah surah have 206 ayahs and 24 ruku. And in this surah, we learn quite a lot of things. Let's start from its meaning of Araf. What is the meaning of Araf? The meaning of Araf is heights. Okay, heights. And then further it says that the meaning of Araf is also knowledge, because knowledge takes you to the heights, and knowledge is a high thing. Knowledge, a meaning of Araf is also recognizing or recognizing something that I do. Yeah, I know that. I recognize this thing. Recognizing is another word of Araf mean itself. It talks about the Ashab-e Araf. There were people, those are called Ashab-e Araf, the people of, let's say, heights, the people of knowing or recognizing that they can recognize something. So this is a story or a reference for those people. It says Ashab-e Araf are who? Those good do what? They have done good deeds and they have done bad deeds. And their weights are equal. At the day of judgment, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put their good deeds and bad deeds, they will be equal. Some says they are angels, some says they are prophets, some says something else, but I'm not going to go in that detail. All I care about at this point is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling me they are Ashab-e Araf, and their good deeds and bad deeds will be equal, and they will be in the middle of Jannah and Jahannam. They will be in the middle of that. From there, they'll be seeing people of Jannah, and from there, they will be seeing people of Jahannam as well at the same time. So they will be seeing both of them. All right. So when they're seeing that, and they're in the middle of that, and they're recognizing it, this is how, and because of those people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named this surah, explained us quite a lot of things. And the 8th ayah of this one tells us that the weight of the deeds, when you come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bring it very heavy. If you want to get falah, and falah is the word, remember we talked about maybe 3 days ago, falah is success. When we say in adhan, hayya alal falah, hayya alal falah, remember? So that falah means success. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that if you want to get the falah, the success, it's not a success that I achieved a trophy. It's not that success. It's a mighty victory that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us, and we'll be living in where? Jannatun adnin min tajri tahtiha al-anharu khalidina fiha. That Jannah, this is where we will be living khalidina fiha forever and ever. That have the big streams flowing underneath, and it's so calming and so peaceful place. This is where we will be ending up. That's a falah. That's a success we're looking for. And that comes from where? If our weight of our deeds, good deeds will be heavy, and the deeds, bad deeds will be lighter. So we have to do more good deeds And we need to find every single possible opportunity in our life to do good deeds, and we should do it. Exactly at this time, what we're doing is we are trying to collect a lot of good deeds and hasana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At this time, exactly that's what we're doing. And that is that every minute we're spending, as I keep saying, pretty much every time, that's something we'll be doing it. And then in ayah number 26, I believe, I'm just skipping a few ayahs and I'll come back again. It tells us one beautiful message I want to give to everyone here as well, as a gift from Quran as well, that I try to keep finding and sharing with you all. We learned one dua, قال ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. So this is a dua of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. And this dua came from ayah number 11 to 11 number 27's discussion, and this was ayah number 23 I just recited, which talks about the full background of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Iblis. And I think I can quickly touch it. I know I don't have much time, but quickly I will touch this topic as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam, asked Iblis to do sajda to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. Iblis said, no, I'm not. I've been already hired, ranked up because I was a jinn and you put me with the angels. I'm ranked up. So why are you putting me to put down or bow down in front of Adam that's made of clay? I am not that down. I have my own ego and I'm not going to bend in front of him, or I'm not going to bow down in front of him. So this is where it started. And then there's some debate happened and the shaitan said, okay, fine, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will keep your Adam and I'll prove you make a wrong decision. I'll show you that this person is wrong and he will do wrong things. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Adam alayhi salam to a garden and told him that this is a tree that Adam alayhi salam needs to avoid. And now Iblis came and started whispering and talking to Adam alayhi salam, saying that, oh, if you will eat this food, you will get this and that, and you will be in the Jannah forever and ever and ever, and all those things. So Adam alayhi salam fall into trap and ate that fruit from that tree. Was it wheat? Was it apple? I'm not going in that debate for now. So he ate it. As soon as he ate, his body parts, private parts, became visible. And now Adam alayhi salam right away realized that something went wrong, really wrong. Something went south. And right away he said, what? ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. Oh my Rabb, oh my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ربنا ظلمنا, I did wrong to myself. ظلمنا أنفسنا, on my own self I did wrong. وإن لم تغفر لنا, and if you will not forgive me, وترحمنا, if you will not bless me, لنكونن من الخاسرين, no doubt I will be one of the losers. And I don't want that. So he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness right away, that he did something wrong. So now when this story happened, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala listened to that and said, okay, fine, there will be a time that you have to prove in this world that you can stay on the right path and your children will stay on the right path. I have to test you all. So that's where we ended up in this world. All right. In the same place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us the reasons of dress, that we put the dress on so we can cover ourselves and our body parts are not visible to everyone else and we keep ourselves private. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us further that the best dress is taqwa. Taqwa is the best dress that we can wear. And then further on, again, the science comes in here very quickly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining what Barani Rahmat means, the process of the rain, how we get the rain. There is a water, air takes the water from the air, flown all together, becomes the clouds, they rain on the land, land becomes fertile, we get the vegetation. So this is what happens in complete echo cycle of this rain or the clouds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained us that science proved just now recently. So that is the situation that we have been learning here as well. All right, moving along further, we learned about ayah number 59, 65, 73, 80, 84, 85. All of these ayahs, the last portion of this juz talks all about about the prophets and their home and their people and their ummas. Allah is talking about all of them in this section of Quran, and this is what Surah Araf we're talking about, and specifically from ayah 59-85. In ayah number 55 about Nuh alayhi salam, said that their leader said no to Nuh alayhi salam and said, no, you're not on the right path. They challenged him actually because they're very knowledgeable. And they said, Islam said that I'm Rasul and I'm doing my job and I'll keep doing my job. I'll keep telling you the right message if you're listening to me or not. So that's the first story we learn from Nuh alayhi salam and his nation. Second nation that we was in Ummah we're going to talk about is the nation and the Ummah of Nuh alayhi salam and his home Ad. That's the second thing we're learning here as well. They did the same thing. They were feeling that we are very knowledgeable, we are very sophisticated, decent people, we can recognize the truth and false, but actually they were not able to, and they also questioned Hazrat Hud alayhi, the same as the people of Nuh alayhi salam did the same thing. The Salih alayhi salam story is also right there, and it tells us that his qawm, his ummah, Samud, did what? They were very powerful. They were very strong and healthy. They had the power and the ability and the love to cut the mountains and make their houses in the mountains. And remember, we're not talking about 2020. We're talking about thousands of years back in the history when they probably were cutting the stone with the stones. So they were that powerful that they were cutting the mountains with their own hands and they were building the houses. The people who Samud, and those were the people of the Salih alayhi salam. What they did? Sorry, can you all hear me? I'm sorry about the problem. Can you all hear me good? I hope you all can hear me good. If you cannot, you can chat me or maybe you can just tell me, you can speak up if you don't mind. You all can hear me good? Inshallah. Okay, so if I'm not hearing otherwise, I'll continue. Jazakallah for confirming you're listening to me. Thank you so much. All right, so moving along further, I was talking about Hazrat Hud alayhi salam and his nation, Hazrat Salih alayhi salam and his nation. The next thing I was going to tell was that the camel of Salih alayhi salam was killed by their people out of their arrogance and their misbehaviors and everything. So that also happened. And then Lut alayhi salam and his qawm does the same thing with the prophet, and they cross the limits, and especially in the worst deeds, they cross the limits in their sexualities, and they went completely to the unnatural ways, and they did the all wrong things with the sexuality life of themselves, and they did very bad things, and they were destroyed as well. So what happened to them? Hazrat Nuh's nation, they were destroyed completely. Hazrat Hud's nation, Qawm Ad, they were destroyed completely. Hazrat Salih's nation, Qawm Samud, they got the earthquake and their whole thing was upside down on them. Hazrat Salih alayhi salam, as I mentioned, they had the earthquake, obviously. Hazrat Lut alayhi salam, their ummah was destroyed with the stones thrown from the sky on them, and they were all broken apart. Their bodies were broken apart.
And it says that Hazrat Salih's wife was also one of them that was part of that faced the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what we learned from the previous ummahs, I just want to quickly wrap on this message today, is that are we, na'uzubillah, may Allah protect us all, are we not all the same people? Those are making the same mistakes, the same crimes, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not giving us any punishment in this world, but He's giving us chance. He's saying us, okay, fine, I'm giving you more chance that maybe you can be more reliable, and then you can come back to the truth message again. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the opportunity to do that. So here, let me just quickly go through that again. Nuh alayhi salam were thinking that they're very knowledgeable and they can make fun of everyone because of their knowledge. Hud alayhi salam and their nations did the same thing. Salih alayhi salam, they were very powerful physically and socially or economically, or all these perspectives which we are. Sexually, they were crossing the limits. They were going completely unnatural ways. And the Madian is the last one I have not mentioned here. They were messing up with the measurements when they were selling something with the measurements, or they were messing up with the balances, with the weights, if they were selling something with the weights. If they had to sell 2 pounds, they were giving 1.5 pounds, for example. They were getting money for 2 pounds, but giving less. I was thinking, is this not something that we are all involved in? Is it not something that we are all doing, all of us doing this? If we are, I would request that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correct us all and guide us on the right path, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from doing all of these things. So please remember all of these items we talked about today, inshallah. We'll not have a session tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our session on 5 p.m. for the fundraiser for ICOM. So please join, donate generously if you can. I would suggest at least whatever you have donated last year, try to match at least that if you cannot do more. I understand this may be not the good time with the pandemic and stuff going on, but alhamdulillah, feeling that most of us are alhamdulillah still blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's share the blessing with Allah's house as well and try to do as much as we can. So I would love to see you all at 5 p.m. tomorrow. If you can all join, please do so, inshallah. And stay healthy, stay well. We'll conclude on dua, and I'll ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you rewards for your time that you spend here in learning Quran and the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us all ability to stay on the right path and do the good deeds always, inshallah. Let's make a dua quickly. And inshallah, we're concluding this session in the next few minutes. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. As-siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة من ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذرياتنا أمة مسلمة لك وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا إنك جامع الناس ليوم لا ريب فيه إن الله لا يخلف الميعاد. ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا آمنا بما أنزلت واتبعنا الرسول فاكتبنا مع الشاهدين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا وفي أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته ومما للظالمين من أنصار. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. ربنا أن آمنا فاكتبنا مع الشاهدين. ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء تكون لنا عيدا ولنا آخرنا وآيات منك وارزقنا وأنت خير الرازقين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تجعلنا مع القوم الظالمين. ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وتوفنا مسلمين. ربنا افتح بيننا وبين قومنا بالحق وأنت خير الفاتحين. ربنا لا تجعلنا فتنة لقوم الظالمين ونجنا برحمتك من القوم الكافرين. ربنا إنك تعلم ما نخفي وما نعلن وما يخفى على الله من شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء. وربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. ربنا إننا نخاف أن يفرط علينا أو أن طغى أو أن يطغى. ربنا آمنا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت خير الراحمين. ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا لغفور شكور. ربنا وسعت كل شيء رحمة وعلما فاغفر للذين تابوا واتبعوا سبيلك وقهم عذاب الجحيم. ربنا وأدخلهم جنات عدن التي وعدتهم من صلح من آبائهم وأزواجهم وذرياتهم إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. وقهم السيئات ومن تقي السيئات يومئذ فقد رحمته وذلك هو الفوز العظيم. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا لا تجعلنا فتنة للذين كفروا فاغفر لنا ربنا وإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا فاغفر لنا وإنك على كل شيء قدير. ربنا ابني لي عندك بيتا في الجنة. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Amin Ya Rabbal Alameen. Please remember us all in the duas. Inshallah, we'll see you all tomorrow at 5. We'll not have this session tomorrow, but inshallah, we'll have a different session that we'll be doing together, inshallah. So please all remember us in the duas, and inshallah, we'll see you all at 5. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.